Before we get into this next video, when you see the like button, smash on him and subscribe to the channel if you're not already a sub to the channel. Yeah, I got some news for y'all this time. So we already know everything that's been going on with the Canelo Alvarez and Billy Joe Saunders situation. You know what I'm saying? We had Billy Joe Saunders from the rip accusing Canelo Alvarez of being a PED cheat. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how that makes sense on his part because shit, the last time I checked is the fight between him and Doodoo Andrade, that fell apart because he got caught on PEDs. But that's a whole different story in itself, you know. So he's accused Canelo Alvarez of being a PED cheat. He's accused, you know, Canelo and his team of trying to set the event up, the fight event up, you know, trying to set it up to where they can't have no UK judges. He can't have his fans there, all type of things, you know. He's had a whole lot of complaints leading up to this fight, you know. Now, we recently seen Canelo Alvarez get into it with Billy Joe Saunders, you know, team. He called his team a pussy. He called Billy Joe Saunders a pussy, you know. Now, I've spoken to some of my inside sources that's real close to Canelo Alvarez. And what I've been told is that Canelo Alvarez, right, is promising his team and everybody around him that he is going to punish Billy Joe Saunders, that he is going to knock him out. And he's taking this fight very personal. You know what I'm saying? Now it's become personal. He says that he don't have no respect for Billy Joe Saunders and their team. They not professionals. Canelo Alvarez, he taking his whole ordeal very personal, you know. With Billy Joe Saunders, we know recently Billy Joe has complained about the ring side. He's saying that Canelo Alvarez wanted to fight in an 18-foot ring, right? He's saying that they had an agreement that Billy Joe was going to be able to pick the ring size, right? Now, Billy Joe is saying that nothing was in writing. They don't have nothing in writing. It wasn't in the contract, but this was a verbal agreement between the two teams, right? This is what Billy Joe is saying. He's saying that, you know, that they agreed that he could pick the ring size, and Billy Joe Saunders is saying that he want to fight in the 24-foot ring. You dig what I'm saying? He wants to fight in the 24-foot ring. Now, Canelo Alvarez and his team, they denying that. They saying they never agreed for him to fight in no 24-foot ring, right? So the whole thing is that they were supposed to go into negotiations, right? And agree somewhere in the middle, right? So Billy Joe is saying, I'll fight in a 22-foot ring. Canelo saying, nah. The lowest I'll go is a 20-foot ring. We can do a 20-foot ring, right? Bam. Now, the thing with that is, right, is Billy Joe was initially saying that his team wasn't good with that because he's saying that the whole time he thinks that Canelo wanted to fight in the 20-foot ring anyway. They just basically used the 18-foot as leverage to negotiate to a 20-foot ring, which makes sense. But see, this is the thing, right? If you go and check, right, if you go and do some research, you'll find out that almost all of Billy Joe Saunders matches that he's fought has been in the 20-foot ring, right? So Canelo is aggravated and he feels disrespected because he feels like, why is this motherfucker putting me through all of this shit, right? Why is he complaining about the ring when he fights in the 20-foot ring anyway? He already fighting the 20-foot ring, all of his matches. So why should I accept him to fight in the 24-inch ring so I could play track with this motherfucker? So I could, you know what I'm saying? So we can race around the ring, right? His father comes out and he said, oh, it's no way I'm going to let my son get in the ring with Canelo Alvarez in a 20-foot ring. It's no way I'm going to let my son. Now, see, that shit look bad. Because you're not showing that you have any faith in your son, right? You making your son sound real weak. You know, you making your son sound real weak because you like, I'm not going to put my son in there with this monster in the 20-foot ring. Well, all his other matches that he's fought in the 20-foot ring, right? Why hasn't that been a problem? You making Canelo look like he's fucking Godzilla or something. Canelo is a man, a professional boxer, just like your son is. Now, we know that since then, Billy Joe and his team, Billy Joe came out himself and he said the ring is no longer a problem. The ring is no longer a problem. And see, this is the thing. Billy Joe does this, you know. He's always done little tactics to get up under opponent's skin, right? Even if you go back and you remember when Wilder and Fury were gonna fight for the first time, remember he threw a chicken at Wilder. You know what I'm saying? If you go back when Billy Joe was gonna fight Willie Monroe, right? His son kicked Willie Monroe in the nuts. So Billy Joe is accustomed to doing these type of things to get under his opponent's skin, right? And I don't see nothing wrong with it. I don't see nothing wrong with it, right? If that's the road that you need to take to try to get an edge in the fight, well, so be it. You know, we know that boxing is 85% mental, you know? He's trying to get Canelo off of his, you know, A game mentally. But Canelo is locked and loaded. My sources is telling me that Canelo is locked and loaded. He's ready and he cannot wait to get in the ring and punish Billy Joe Saunders, right? He wants to punish Billy Joe Saunders. He wants to hurt him. He wants to knock him out. And this is, you know, this some big news because we really don't hear these type of things from Canelo, right? We don't really hear these type of things from Canelo. We usually see Canelo cool, calm, and collect. He doesn't let anybody get up under his skin, and he just, you know, he go in there, do his job, get the job done, and it is what it is. But, you know, this time, Billy Joe has made it personal, you know, to him. He feels like, you know, Mexican fighters, they got a lot of pride, you know, and he feels like that he's been disrespected. He feels like that he's been disrespected. He feels like that Billy Joe is making a mockery of this whole event that they putting together, and he wants to punish him. So I'm looking forward to it, y'all. I'm really looking forward to it. And, you know, my take on this, right, is that I think that Billy Joe Saunders, he's done. I don't think he has a chance of beating Canelo. And this is my reasoning behind it. Is because, right, you came out as soon as the fight was announced. Billy Joe Saunders, he came out and he didn't sound confident. He came out saying things like, you know, I'm glad that I'm finally getting this fight with Canelo, but, you know, I just wanted to be on the even playing field. I want to be on the even playing field, meaning that if he beats me, you know, if he does beat me, I want him to beat me, you know, straight up fair. I want to really get beat. If he knocks me out, well, then knock me out. That's cool. But if I win the fight, I don't want the judges to fuck me over, you know, and score for him and things like that. Now, my thing is like, why would you ever say something like, if he beats me, if he knocks me out? You don't go into a fight with that in your head. You know what I'm saying? You'll never hear Terrence Crawford or Errol Spence or Tank Davis or Deontay Wilder or any of the top level opponents. And, you know, anybody, Teofimo Lopez, you'll never hear them coming in saying, if he beats me or if he knocks me out. Just recently, right, when Teofimo Lopez was going in as a big underdog to Vasyl Lomachenko, you know, you never heard once Teofimo Lopez saying, if I get beat by Lomachenko, if he knocks me out. You never heard Vasyl Lomachenko saying, if I get knocked out by Teofimo Lopez, if he beats me. You don't say that, you know what I'm saying? Once you are confident, all the way confident, you don't have that in your brain, if I get beat. Losing is not an option, right? He already made losing to Canelo Alvarez an option. So this is the reason that I don't even give him a chance of beating Canelo. Now, if he had came in from the very beginning, and if he had been saying things like, Ain't no way Canelo Alvarez is gonna beat me. I'm better than him. I can move better. I'm gonna outbox his head off and I might knock him out. I guarantee that he can't beat me. It's no way he couldn't beat me on my worst day. If I seen that type of Billy Joe, right? A confidence like that, then I would have been like, hold up, let me think about this a little bit more. This could be a 50-50 fight. He could have a chance of beating Canelo, but his mental is telling me he already lost before they got in the ring because of the things that he's saying. But, ultimately, they will have to get in the ring and they're going to have to fight. The fans can't fight for him. The media, the crowd, nobody can fight for him. And he's complained about, the UK fans not being there. He's complained about a lot of things, and, in his defense, we know that Canelo does do petty shit. Canelo has a history of making his own weights at a weight class. Well, I'm fighting at 154. Nope, we got to fight at 155.5. You know what I'm saying? Even though we are in 154 pounds. So he's done things like that. He does little petty shit to get any type of edge, right? But you think that he's getting under Canelo's skin, right? But Billy Joe Saunders saying all of these things, making these excuses, is letting everybody know, right, that Canelo is actually getting under your skin and you thinking about these things, so it is what it is. The ring situation, I actually agreed with Billy Joe when I first heard the whole ring analogy, right? But then I went and did my research and I'm like, this man fights all of his fights in the 20-foot ring anyway. So why are you complaining now that you have to fight Canelo in the 20-foot ring when you never complain about none of your other opponents when you fight in the 20-foot ring? So you just giving Canelo that much more credit. You making him look like a fucking monster. So like I said, I think Canelo gonna go in there, do his thing. He's gonna try to make an example out of Billy Joe. Billy Joe already gave his game plan by telling everybody what type of ring he wanted to fight in, what size of ring he wanted to fight in. So we know that Billy Joe has a game plan of trying to be on his toes, trying to move, trying to stick and move on the outside. He gonna try to stay away from Canelo. Billy Joe doesn't have the best gas tank. He does wear down. We've seen Canelo wear down also, but recently we haven't seen Canelo getting tired. Billy Joe, I'm telling y'all right now, Billy Joe cannot run and move for 12 straight rounds. I don't think he can, so we gonna see what goes down this Saturday night when Canelo figure him out and catch up to him. I think it's gonna get real ugly for Billy Joe Saunders. I could be wrong, but like I said, I think it's gonna get real ugly because, like I said, my source is saying that Canelo Alvarez, he wants to get rid of this dude, and he taking this real serious. So anyway, let me know what y'all think about this video. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel and hit my like button. Until next time, y'all already know how I do. There you go, talking that boxing again.